Good day everyone, I am Jessa Carbon and I am under the offering number of M478, and today I will be discussing the 5 period under the Western art history. So first is the ancient Greek or Roman. It was started approximately 800 before Christ to 476 years. So the significance of this period was it was focused on naturalism, idealized human forms, balance, proportion, and harmony. So it was influenced later on the Western art. So the key characteristics of this period was emphasized on idealized Greek or realistic for Roman and human forms and anatomy. Second is use of marble and bronze for sculpture, the development or architectural order, Doric, Ionic, and Corinthian. So here in ancient Greek or Roman, we have two representative artworks. First is the Parthenon, Athens, 447 to 432 before Christ. So second is Augustus of Prima Porta, Roman circa 20 before Christ. So in ancient Greek or Roman, we have Phidias, famous artists during the ancient Greek. We have the Phidias, Greek circa 480 to 430 before Christ. So he was renowned sculptor of the Parthenon statues and friezes. So friezes and celebrated for mastering idealized forms. For the historical context of this period was Greek art flourished during city-state rivalry and democracy, focusing on gods and the ideal human. Roman art, inheriting Greek traditions, emphasized realism, propaganda, and glorifying emperors during the Republic and Empire. And for my personal interpretation on this period, Greek artists sought to capture the perfect human and divine beauty, expressing the ideals of harmony and balance. So Roman artists use art to assert power, legacy, and the virtues of their leaders. So making art a tool of both inspiration and authority. And now let's proceed to the second period, which is the medieval or Byzantine Romanesque Gothic. So it was started approximately 500 to 1400 years, or the Anno Domini. So the significance of this period was it is dominated by religious themes, symbolic imagery, and architectural innovation for cathedrals and mosaics. So for the key characteristics of this period is it was dominant religious themes, especially Christian, iconography, and stylized symbolic figures, less focused on naturalism. So here in medieval, we have two representative artworks. First is the Hagia Sophia, Byzantine, Istanbul, 537 years or Anno Domini. Second artwork is Chartres Cathedral, Gothic, France, 1194 to 1220. The artist on this period was unknown siya. It's because the most works were collaborative and unsigned, so reflecting the era's focus on collective spiritual purpose over individual fame. So kaning period is unknown pa siya yun, unknown medieval artisan, is because ang ilahang most of their work is collaborative man god, and collaborative because ang ilahang purpose is to collect spiritual over the individual fame. So here in the historical context of this period, art was commissioned by the church. It was commissioned by the church and nobility, serving as a vehicle for religious teaching and how do you pronounce this? The period saw Europe's political fragmentation, the rise of monasticism, and the spread of Christianity. So my personal interpretation on this period is medieval artists aim to inspire faith and convey spiritual truths, prioritizing symbolism over realism to guide viewers towards the divine. And now let's proceed to the third period, which is the Renaissance. So Renaissance started approximately 1400 to 1600 years. So the significance of this period is revival of classical ideals, humanism, perspectives, realism, and focus on individual achievements. So for the key characteristics of this period, first is revival of classical Greek and Roman ideals, humanism, and proportion. Second is the mastery of perspectives, anatomy, and naturalism. And lastly, use of oil painting and fresco, focus on individual achievement. So here in Renaissance, we have two famous representative artwork. First is the Last Supper by Leonardo da Vinci. It is approximately the year of 1490 to 1495 to 1498. And second is the David by Michelangelo, 1501 to 1504. So the famous artist on this period is Leonardo da Vinci, 1452 to 1519. So he was the painter, inventor, and polymath best known for Mona Lisa. So Mona Lisa and the Last Supper, exemplifying Renaissance, humanism, and scientific curiosity. So for the historical context of this period, the Renaissance emerged in Italy. So Italy dyan siya nag-emerge, fueled by rediscovery of classical texts, urban wealth, and a spirit of inquiry. Artists became celebrated intellectual, and art reflected both religious and secular themes. And now, my personal interpretation on this period is Renaissance artists explore the beauty of natural world and the dignity of humanity, expressing a belief in human potential and the harmony of science and art. And now let's proceed to the fourth period. So the fourth period is the Baroque. So Baroque started approximately 1600 to 1750 years or Anno Domini. So the significance of this period is the dramatic use of light and shadow, movement, emotional intensity, and grandeur in art and architecture. So the key characteristics of this period is first, dramatic use of light and shadow. Second is dynamic movement, emotional intensity, and theatrical composition. fourth is rich detail and grandeur in both religious and secular subject. So here in Baroque, we have two representative artwork. First is The Calling of Saint Matthew by Caravaggio on 1559 to 1600 years. Second is The Ecstasy of Saint Teresa by Gian Lorenzo Bernini in year 1647 to 1652. So the famous artist during this period was Caravaggio 1571 to 1610. He was the Italian painter known for realistic observation, intense emotion, and pioneering the use of dramatic lighting. The historical context of this period is Baroque art arose during the Counter-Reformation as the Catholic Church used art to inspire awe and devotion. Monarchs also used in the style to project power and splendor. And now, let's proceed to the fifth or last period of Western art history. And now, let's proceed to the fifth period, which is the Impressionism. Impressionism was started approximately 1865 to 1885 years or Anno Domini. The significance of this period was captured fleeting effects of light, color, and atmosphere, loose brushwork, painted modern life scenes. So the key characteristics of this period, first is loose visible brush strokes, focus on light and its changing qualities. Second is painted modern life, landscapes, and fleeting moments. Third is use of vibrant, unmixed colors and open composition. So here in Impressionism, we have two representative artwork. First is Impression Sunrise by Claude Monet in year 1872. Second is Ballet Rehearsal by Edgar Degas in year 1874. So here in Impressionism period, we have a famous artist which is Claude Monet in 1840 to 1926. He was the French painter, leader of Impressionism, celebrated for his series capturing light and atmosphere in nature. And the historical context of this period, Impressionism emerged in France. So Impressionism is nagsugod siya sa France nga to siya nag-emerge. And amid rapid industrialization and urbanization, artists rejected academic traditions, painting outdoors to capture the immediacy of experience. For my personal interpretation in this period, so Impressionist artists aim to depict the fleeting beauty of everyday life and the effects of light, inviting viewers to see the world with fresh eyes and appreciate the present moment. So that's all. Thank you for listening.